The Kraft Foods Company, makers of Kraft Quality Foods, presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous cheese food Velveeta. Everybody goes for Velveeta's rich yet mild cheddar cheese flavor in snacks, in sandwiches, and in hot dishes. And Velveeta, you know, helps supply valuable milk nutrients. And what's more, it's as digestible as milk itself. That's why smart homemakers keep Velveeta on hand regularly to spread or slice and to melt for grand economical hot dishes. Tomorrow, get Velveeta, the cheese food of Kraft quality. There's one thing you can be sure of at the Great Gildersleeve's house. When Bertie the cook stands at the foot of the stairs in the morning and calls, "Breakfast!" By golly, she gets action. The family is downstairs and busy at the breakfast table before you can say, "Pass the parquet." And that's where they are right now. The great man at the head of the table, flanked on one side by his nephew Leroy, and on the other by his niece Marjorie.
Leroy, for goodness sakes, you don't have to stab at your grapefruit.
I'm getting the juice out.
Well, watch it, Leroy. That last squirt nearly got me.
Leroy, hold the spoon on the opposite side of the grapefruit. Point it toward you.
Oh, yeah? Then I get squirted.
Oh, my goodness.
Such table manners. Unky, why don't you make him eat like a human being? After all...
Leroy, sit up and eat right. You're annoying your sister.
Yeah, well, she isn't making things very rosy for me either.
Yes.
Little brothers. Ugh.
Pay no attention to him, Marjorie.
That'll be a pleasure.
Yeah, that'll be a pleasure.
That's enough, Leroy.
I had a wonderful time at the dance last night, Unky.
You did?
It was out at the country club, and the decorations were just out of this world. All maple leaves and pumpkins and corn stalks, and the band was perfect.
Well, good.
Hey, Unc, they got a motorbike down at Hogan Brothers. It's got a real motor on it.
Yeah, I saw it sitting out in front of the store. Pretty tricky.
Sugar Murphy was there in an evening gown, if you can imagine it, Unky. An evening gown at a sport dance.
Well.
I bet I can ride it, Unc. It's easy.
You think so? Well, handling a motorbike is no cinch, Leroy. You gotta know how to ride those things. It's not like a bicycle.
I danced every dance with Bronco, and was she burning?
Yeah, those motors get pretty hot.
What?
Huh? I mean, she did, eh? Well, served her right.
Who?
Who? Well, whatever her name was, Candy Hogan.
It was Sugar Murphy, and you weren't even listening. Excuse.
Marjorie, wait.
Pete's sake, what's wrong with her?
Finished with your grapefruit, Mr. Gildersleeve?
I guess so, Bertie. Wonder what's the trouble with Marjorie.
If you don't mind me saying so, Mr. Gildersleeve, I know what the trouble is.
You do?
Miss Marjorie needs somebody she can talk girl talk with.
Oh?
Miss Marjorie's a young lady now, and she wants to talk girl talk. She don't want to talk about no motorcycle. She wants to talk girl talk.
Girl talk, eh?
Miss Marjorie feels left out, that's what. Ain't nobody interested in what she's talking about. Nobody cares what she's doing.
But...
You know what Miss Marjorie needs, Miss Gildersleeve?
What, Bertie?
She needs a mother.
A mother? Yeah, you're right, Bertie. I haven't been very understanding toward Marjorie. She does need a mother.
You gonna get married, Unc?
Leroy? You take your toast and jam and run along to school.
Okay, so long, Unc.
So long. Bertie, I've neglected my duty to Marjorie. I didn't realize I'd have to be a mother, too.
No, sir.
Well, by George, I can do it.
Yes, sir.
I'll take care of it, Bertie.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I mean, yes, sir.
Marjorie, come down, my dear. Finish your breakfast.
I'm not hungry.
Oh, come along now. Leroy's gone. You and I are going to have a nice little chat over our coffee.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh, just chit-chat. You know, girl talk. Come on. Tell me all about that dance last night.
Oh, you're not interested, Unky?
Yes, I am, my dear. You're like my own little girl. And after all, I was a boy. But I knew a lot of girls. Yeah. Now tell me about the dance.
Well, it was terrific, Unky. You know Tiger Watson. He's the tall boy with that beautiful wavy hair.
Yes?
Well, Tiger tried to cut in on Bronco and me at least 3 different times, and Bronco wouldn't let him.
Well, guess you wouldn't want to dance with a tiger anyway.
Oh, he's a beautiful dancer.
Yes? Well, good. This is interesting.
And then Gladys Felser came along, and you should have seen the look she gave him.
Gave him a real look, huh?
Uh-huh. And you can't blame Tiger for not dancing with her.
Who?
Gladys.
Oh, yes. Gladys Watson.
No, Gladys Fetzler. Watson is Tiger Watson.
Oh, certainly. Tiger gave Gladys that look.
No, Unky. Gladys gave Tiger the look when Gladys came in.
That's right. Oh, this is very interesting. Gladys is the one with the wavy hair.
No, Tiger has the wavy hair.
Doesn't Gladys have anything?
Oh, let's give up. I know you're trying to be kind, Uncle Mort, but it won't work. You don't have to pretend just for me.
Marjorie, please, Marjorie. Girl talk. I sure botched that up. Shame on you, Gildersleeve. A fine mother you turned out to be. Good morning, Bessie.
You're late this morning, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, sir.
I've been running the water department all by myself since 9 o'clock. It's 9:15 now. That's 15 minutes.
Lightning calculation.
Pretty tiring for a girl to handle an office like this all alone for a quarter of an hour.
Telephone been busy?
No, nobody called.
People been in?
No, nobody was in.
Then what happened?
Nothing. But I had to be ready in case something did happen.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I've been sitting here like a mouse at a cat hole.
A mouse at a cat. All right, Bessie. Get out the water bills. Let's go to work.
Yes, sir.
Bessie, you're a girl.
Yes, I am.
Bessie, if you wanted your mother to do something nice for you, what would you want her to do?
Well, let's see. I think it's always nice when Mother buys me something, like a surprise. Well, like you know.
Yeah, maybe that's a thought. A very feminine little gift of some kind might cheer Marjorie up no end. It's simple, but after all, it's the simple things that count. Watch the office, Bessie. I'll be right back.
But Mr. Gildersleeve, you just got here.
Bessie, you haven't seen me this morning. I haven't been in yet.
That's funny. I'm sure he was here.
May I help you, sir?
Yes, you may, young lady. I'm looking for a gift. Something rather nice.
For a lady?
Yes, it's for a young lady.
I thought it would be.
Been reading too many Esquires.
Well, now, perfume is always a nice gift. See how you like this fragrance.
No, this young lady is my niece.
Oh. Well, maybe she'd like a nice pair of gloves or an attractive leather-bound address book.
Well, they don't sound very exciting. Seems to me I've heard something about hats. Say, when a woman wants to give her spirits a lift, she goes out and buys a hat. By George, that's it. Young lady, where's the hat department?
Hat? Over this way.
I don't know what size she wears. I'll have to sort of guess at it.
Now, what type of hat did you have in mind?
Well, something bright and rather jolly.
Well, I don't know if we have any jolly hats. Now, if you want something gay, I might suggest this little number. Oh, here, I'll put it on so you can see how it looks. There. Do you like it?
Where is it?
Oh. Well, it's worn on the back of the head. There, you see?
Oh, well, don't you have one she could wear on the front of her head? She meets quite a few people.
Well, here's a very smart little tam she might like.
No, that's too flat on the top. Don't you have a hat with something on it? Some decorations?
Decorations?
Well, berries and things.
Oh, well, I don't know. Let me see. Perhaps up on the back of this shelf here, there used to be... Oh, I think I may just have what you're looking for.
Good. Pretty dusty back there.
Well, the hat's in this box. I'm sure it's in good condition. We only took it out once. Oh, there it is.
Well, now that's more like it. Yes, sir. Very pretty.
Yes, it's quite a hat.
Sure, that's got something to it. I'll take that one. How much is it?
Would $1.85 be too much?
No. That sounds quite reasonable. Wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Marjorie's eyes will sure light up when she sees that. There's nothing difficult about understanding a girl like Marjorie. If you put a little thought to it, give a woman a new hat and she's a queen. The simple, lovable creatures. Yoo-hoo, Marjorie.
What you got, Unc?
You keep out of this, Leroy. This is Marjorie's surprise.
What is it, Unky?
I brought something for you, my dear.
Oh, Uncle Mort, what is it?
It's a little surprise, just for you.
Oh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
Such a big box.
Doesn't feel very heavy.
Leroy.
May I open it now, Unky?
By all means, my dear. It's for you. I picked it out myself.
Oh, it's a hat.
Yeah?
A hat? Let's see it, Marge.
Pretty tricky, don't you think?
Oh, brother.
Well, how do you like it?
Oh, it's lovely, Unky.
I thought you'd like it.
Put it on, Marge.
Yeah, put it on, my dear. Let's see how you look at it.
Well, I should have my hair pinned up.
Put it on, Marge.
Sure, we'll have a beauty parade right here in the living room. Leroy, get that cat off the mantel so she can see herself in the mirror.
All right, I'll put it on.
Yes, sir. Perfect fit.
Leroy, you stop.
What's so funny?
That hat. With the plums hanging down and back.
Don't you listen to him, my dear. He's just jealous.
And the radishes around the edge.
Leroy, those are cherries.
What, no whipped cream?
That's enough of your crude humor. Marjorie, that's a stunning hat.
Oh, Unky.
Marjorie, you forgot your hat.
Well, there she goes again.
Leroy, you and your big mouth.
My big mouth, it's this hat. This is like nothing I ever saw.
What?
No kidding. Unc, did you buy this for Marge to wear?
I most certainly did. What do you suppose I bought it for?
I thought you got it for lunch. Holy smoke, look here. It's even got a bird on it.
All right, it's a miniature peacock. It's a good-looking bird.
You call me, Miss Gildersleeve?
No, Bertie.
Miss Marjorie, go upstairs.
Yes, Bertie.
What you holding behind your back?
Nothing.
Oh. How you getting along, Miss Gildersleeve? You making the grade?
Not yet, but I will. A lot of people are mothers. Plenty of them. I can be just as good a mother as the next fella.
Here's a question and a really helpful answer for you women who have to whip up a meal in a hurry. Do you know the easy way to make gloriously rich, smooth cheese sauce with Kraft's famous cheese food, Velveeta? Once you catch on to this Velveeta trick, you can turn out a grand main dish or swell party refreshments in a matter of minutes. And easy Velveeta cheese sauce is the golden key to glamorizing vegetables and leftovers, too. Now, here's the trick that's easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, melt a half a pound of golden Velveeta in the top of the double boiler. 2, stir in 1/4 cup of milk. 3, well, that's for you to decide. If it's a hearty main dish you need, toss cooked rice or seafood or macaroni into that velvet smooth cheese sauce. Or leftover ham or chicken. If it's a supper party you want to serve, pour the elegant sauce over toast points and sprinkle with a few shredded toasted almonds. And do try that sauce to glamorize the family's vegetables. Do you see what a help that Velveeta sauce trick can be? Well, then buy Kraft's famous Velveeta in the economical 2-pound size that keeps you stocked for snacks and sandwiches and grand cheese sauce dishes, too. Tomorrow, get genuine Velveeta, Kraft's famous cheese food that's such a help to you. back to the great Gildersleeve. Being like a father to his niece Marjorie came pretty easy for the great man, but now that he's faced with providing the motherly touch as well, it's a little more difficult. He's having trouble thinking like a mother.
Marjorie's happiness is at stake. By George, I'll learn it. I figured out canasta.
Well, at least he isn't giving up. Uh-oh. There he goes up to the walk to his new girlfriend, Katie Milford's house.
Catherine ought to be able to give me some tips. After all, she's a nurse. Nurses are pretty smart. Wonder if I should have brought her some candy. No, this is a professional call. Almost.
Well, Throckmorton.
Hello, Catherine.
Come on in. I didn't expect to see you tonight.
Well, the truth of the matter is, Catherine, a little emergency has come up.
Somebody ill?
No, everybody's fine, just fine.
Oh. Well, what is it, Throckmorton?
Well, there's a problem at our house, Catherine. I thought possibly you might...
Certainly, I'll do anything I can.
Yeah, I knew you would.
What's the problem?
Well, Marjorie needs a mother.
Throckmorton.
Huh? No, that's not what I meant. I mean...
Oh. Throckmorton, you're blushing.
Yeah, this shirt collar's kind of tight. Must have shrunk in the wash.
Yes.
Say, you're blushing, too.
I'm not either.
You are, too.
Well, what were you saying?
Huh? Oh, let's see. Gotta find another way to say it now.
Well, I know what you mean. Marjorie's reached the age where she needs the sympathy and understanding of a mother.
That's precisely the problem. I can handle it all right. If I can just find out how it's done. Right now, I'm a little new at it.
Have you tried winning Marjorie's confidence?
Yeah, I bought her a hat.
A hat. Oh, Throckmorton.
Yeah, I know it. I gave it to the bulldog across the street. Now he's mad at me, too.
Poor Throckmorton.
Must be something I can do. What would a mother do for a girl Marjorie's age?
Well, I'll tell you what would be a very nice thing to do, and I think Marjorie would love you for it.
What's that?
Some afternoon, give a tea for her.
Zeke.
Well, that's what a mother would do. Invite her friends in for afternoon tea.
That sounds like a woman, all right. Come to think of it, Marjorie has a birthday coming up. I could give her a tea birthday party. By George, that's not a bad idea.
If you'd like me to help, I'd be more...
Thanks, Catherine, but all I needed was the idea. I'll carry the ball from here. I'll give a tea party for Marjorie tomorrow afternoon.
Aren't you rushing it a little?
No, sir. Marjorie's pretty upset about that hat. I gotta work fast. On the way home, I'll stop at the store and pick up a pound of orange pico.
Leroy, get out that ice cream.
Oh, just tasting it.
How's it coming, Bertie? Got the tea on?
Oh, I'll take care of the tea. You just leave this end to me, Mr. Gildersleeve. Leroy, get out that ice cream.
Seems like you've got an awful lot of cakes and sandwiches here, Bertie. After all, this isn't an Elks banquet.
Oh, I know what I'm doing, Mr. Gildersleeve. When you give one of these teas, you got to give it. Miss Marjorie just swooned, and she's so happy about this. First tea she ever had. I'm going to shoot the works. I'm going all out. Leroy, get out that ice cream.
Well, I hope you know what you're doing, Bertie.
Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'll take care of this end. You just take care of that end.
Yeah, but Bertie...
Don't but Bertie me now. I got this whole thing rolling. I'll take care of this end. You take care of that end.
This end, that end.
Leroy, get out that ice cream.
Come out of the kitchen, Leroy.
Okay.
What kind of ice cream is it?
Strawberry, pistachio, and tutti frutti.
This thing's getting out of hand.
Hi, Unky. How do I look?
Oh, you look lovely, my dear.
You sure do, Marge. Just like a big scoop of tutti frutti ice cream.
Leroy, don't you start anything.
Uncle Mort, it was sweet of you to plan all this for me. It's the one thing I've always wanted.
Well, it's not much.
Everything's ready in the living room. Oh, I'm so excited, Unky.
Be calm, my dear. You're the hostess, you know.
I don't understand how you did it, Uncle Mort. You must have been planning this for weeks.
No, just started yesterday, in fact.
But how could you get all the invitations out?
Invitations? Well...
You must have sent out invitations. They always do.
There you are, Marjorie. Your guests are beginning to arrive.
I'll see who it is.
Leroy, you go upstairs. Disappear someplace.
Do I look all right, Unky?
You look fine, my dear. Now, run to the door.
Well, here goes.
Well, hello, Marjorie. Happy birthday.
Mr. Peavy.
Well, hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Come on in, Peavy.
Thank you. And Marjorie, may I extend felicitations on this joyous occasion with this 2-pound box of chocolate?
Oh, thank you.
A fresh shipment just came from the drugstore yesterday. The cherry centers are very good, quite juicy.
Uncle Mort, was he invited?
Certainly. Mr. Peavy's one of my oldest friends. Better go to the door, my dear. Another guest.
Well, hiya, Marge. Happy birthday.
Mr. Munson.
In the flesh.
Oh, hello, Floyd.
Hi, Commish.
Won't you come in?
You bet your life. Well, and there's the Peeve. Hiya, Peeve.
Hello, Floyd.
How do you like that, Peavy? First one at the party. Come early and stay late, huh, Peavy?
I wouldn't say that.
Won't you gentlemen sit down?
Oh, wait, I got a birthday present for you, Marge. Here.
Thank you.
That's a great thing, Marge. A genuine redwood burl. You put it in water and the darn thing sprouts.
That sounds wonderful. Hunky,
Yes?
who'd you invite to this tea?
Well, here's another one arriving, Marjorie.
I'm afraid to look.
Greetings, Marjorie.
Oh, Judge Hooker.
Many happy returns today, my dear.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, hello, Horace. Come on in.
Hello, Gildy. And there's Peavy. Good to see you.
How are you, Judge?
Oh, and Floyd Munson, all dressed up for the party, huh, Floyd?
You betcha. It ain't every day little Floydie gets invited to a tea. How about it, Marge? Do I have to crook my little finger, huh?
No.
Marjorie, my dear, I can see tears in your eyes. Tears of joy on this happy occasion.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Marjorie, wait. What's wrong, my dear? What have I done?
Nothing, only... Didn't you invite anybody else?
I didn't know anybody else.
Oh, Unky.
I thought Judge Hooker and Mr. Peavy and Floyd were our friends.
Sure. It's all right.
Now, who's that? Everybody's here.
You want to go to the door, Uncle Mort?
Yes, I'll go. Hey, hello.
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 I'm Gracie Gilmore, and this is Judy Webster. Is this the Gildersleeve residence?
Yes?
We were invited to tea for Marjorie this afternoon.
Who?
Who is it, Unky? Gracie, Judy.
Hi, Marge.
Hi, Marge. Well, come on in.
Hey, we're early, I guess. The rest of the girls are on the way, though.
The rest of the girls?
Sure, Maxie Malone, Phyllis Hersey, the whole gang from school.
Hey, what's this?
Well, come on, girls. I'll introduce you later.
Yeah,
Okay, that'll
just
be
a minute.
fun.
Yes, what?
Hey, Commish, you didn't say anything about a lot of girls at this party.
That's right, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm not sure Mrs. Peavy would approve.
Now, look,
There's
fellas.
something peculiar going on here, Gildy. This affair is taking on a very feminine atmosphere.
Well, and that's to be expected. I have a little problem. You see, Marjorie doesn't have... Well, I've been trying to fill in as a mother.
What?
And it's not easy.
My.
Come to a tea, he said. Now it's turning into a hen party. This keeps up, I'm going to take my redwood boil and go home.
Now, wait a minute, fellas. These girls came out of thin air. I don't know who invited them.
Well, now, isn't it customary for a young girl to have other young girls at a tea party? Seems I recall something like that.
You're right, Peavy, but how was I to know?
Well, you couldn't be expected to. You've never been a mother before.
Yeah. Better stand back, fellows. This is probably the girls.
Hello, Throckmorton.
Oh, Catherine, come on in.
Can't do it, thanks. I'm in a hurry. How's the party coming?
Well, apparently it's going to be starting soon. There's a dozen giggling college girls due here any minute. I don't even know who invited them.
I'll have to confess, Throckmorton. I did.
You did?
Wasn't that awful of me? But I checked with Bertie, and, well, sometimes men don't understand these things.
You can say that again.
I have to run. Bye, Throckmorton.
Goodbye, Catherine. Lady genius.
Oh, Uncle Mort, you had this whole thing planned.
I did? I mean, sure I did.
Well, you knew all the girls were coming all the time. Uncle Mort, aren't you ashamed?
Should I be?
Hey, there are the girls, Mort. Unky, you're wonderful.
Yes, yes. Come on, Judge. Floyd, Peavy, let's go down to the bowling alley.
I think that's a good idea, Gildy.
Right into the kitchen, Judge. We can go out the back door.
Thank you, Gildy.
Go right ahead, Peavy.
Thank you.
Floyd?
After you, Mother.
The Great Gildersleeve will be back again in just a minute. When you mothers discover a nutritious bodybuilding food the kids really go for, that's a find, isn't it? And when it's a snack food, you're doubly lucky. Well, Mother, you are in luck. Just discover Kraft's famous cheese food, Velveeta. Every time you let the youngsters spread or slice that swell-eating Velveeta, you're giving them fine nutrients from milk. Yes, Velveeta helps supply milk protein for strong muscles, milk minerals for sound teeth and bones, milk vitamins needed for growth. And that Velveeta the children like so much is okay for a snack anytime because it's digestible as milk itself. So be a smart mother and keep plenty of their favorite snack and sandwich food on hand. That's genuine Velveeta, the nutritious cheese food made only by Kraft.
Bertie.
Huh? Oh, you back, Mr. Gildersleeve? I thought you was down at the bowling alley.
Well, I thought I'd drop back for a minute, Bertie, and see if everything is all right. I don't want to butt in.
Oh, it's going fine. Why don't you go in and join the party?
No, they don't want me in there. I think I'll...
Hello, Unky. Come on in and meet the girls.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, please, Unky.
No.
Come on.
No.
Girls, this is my uncle, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Wow! Why didn't you tell us you had such a good-looking uncle, Marjorie?
Next to me, Mr. Gildersleeve. No, he's going to sit next to me.
Yeah.
Unky, you aren't going back to the bowling alley, are you?
I should say not. I can go bowling any day. Somebody pour me a saucer of tea.
Here are the third and fourth week's winners in the Great Gildersleeve's Name My Song contest, which ended last Saturday night. Third week's winners of $1,000 cash prizes are Mrs. H.H. Caldwell, Jackson, Georgia, G.G. Gunn, Victoria, B.C., Canada, Mrs. Thomas Brubaker, Brookville, Pennsylvania, Mrs. Ruby Ann Griffin, Denison, Iowa. And in the fourth week's contest, 4 $1,000 prizes are awarded to Marianne Gahan, San Antonio, Texas, Edna T. Storier, Syracuse, New York, Mrs. Willis A. Varner, Osceola, Nebraska, Miss Maud Hawley, Central Point, Oregon. Other third and fourth week winners will be notified by mail. Next week, we'll announce the 4 $1,000 winners in the fifth week's contest. The grand prize of $5,000 extra has yet to be determined. The contest, remember, closed at midnight last Saturday. The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Perry. The show was written by Paul West, John Elliott, and Andy White, with music by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, and Dick LeGrand. And now, the Kraft Foods Company wishes you to hear this special message. Mr. Perry.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. J.L. Kraft, founder of our company, has asked me to bring you this personal message from him. Mr. Kraft says, during the time from now on until Thanksgiving Day, all of us will hear about a special campaign by 20 national religious bodies to bring to the people of this great land a reminder of the importance of religion in our American life. Our country was founded on the principle of religious freedom, and throughout our history, our religious institutions have been the firm cornerstone of our progress toward a fuller, richer life. This month, we are urging everyone to re-examine the spiritual foundations of our nation as they apply to each of us individually. Attend the church of your faith. Go to your religious leader for personal guidance. Remember, your church gives aid to the troubled and needy, both at home and abroad. Cooperate and work in your church in any of the dozen ways that will help. Remember that our nation can be a great nation only as long as each of us accepts his spiritual responsibilities. May I ask you to search for these responsibilities in your own hearts and to seek assistance in finding them through your own church, through the inspiration of your own religious leaders. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kraft, for sending this inspiring message to our audience. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
The Kraft Foods Company, makers of Kraft Quality Foods, presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous cheese food Velveeta. Everybody goes for Velveeta's rich yet mild cheddar cheese flavor in snacks, in sandwiches, and in hot dishes. And Velveeta, you know, helps supply important food values from milk and is as digestible as milk itself. That's why smart homemakers keep Velveeta on hand regularly to spread or slice and to melt for grand economical hot dishes. Tomorrow, get Velveeta, the cheese food of Kraft quality. Well, it's one of those frosty November nights in Summerfield. A clear white moon, wood smoke in the air. Most folks are home by the fire. And the Great Gildersleeve? Well, he's heading in that direction. In fact, he's walking up his front steps right now with that pretty nurse, Katie Milford.
By George, Catherine. Tonight we'll have the parlor all to ourselves.
Just you and I?
Yeah.
Throckmorton?
We'll have a nice, quiet evening together. Nobody home but Bertie. Leroy's spending the evening at Piggy's house, and Marjorie has a date with Bronco.
Oh.
Won't you come into my parlor, said the water commissioner to the nurse.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is more like it. Nobody around. I'll build a fire, we'll get some music on the radio, have the place all to ourselves.
I really can't stay very long.
Now, Catherine, just look at that fire in the fireplace. Isn't that... Hey, who started that fire?
Oh, hello, Uncle Mort.
Marjorie, I thought you had a date with Bronco.
Well, I have. He's here.
What?
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Parlor grabber. Hello, Bronco.
Won't you come in and sit down, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh, thank you, Bronco. Thank you very much. Come on in, Catherine.
Oh, hello, Miss Milford.
Hello, Marjorie. Bronco.
Good evening, Miss Milford. Can I offer you my place here on the couch by the fire?
No thanks, Bronco.
Can I offer you my place, Mr. Gildersleeve?
No, Bronco, relax. Catherine and I will sit... Where will we sit? Well, Catherine, you take the overstuffed chair, and I'll sit on the piano stool.
My, that's a lovely fire.
Isn't it? Bronco lighted it.
Yeah, I brought in the wood. Marjorie, I thought you and Bronco were going to the movies this evening.
Well, we decided to stay home.
That's fine. You know, we've really never had a chance to talk. They say conversation is getting to be a lost art.
Yeah, they do. How's everything down at the water department, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh, getting along. How's everything at college?
Oh, good. Very good. How are things at the hospital, Miss Milford?
Oh, fine.
What a conversation. I guess I misunderstood you today, Marjorie.
What?
I thought I definitely heard you say that you and Bronco were going to a movie.
Well, we thought about it.
Well, why don't you go? Don't feel that you have to stay home just on account of us. It's not too late for the second show. 3 big features.
Unky, we're not going tonight.
Why not?
Well...
It's like this, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm broke.
Oh, well, that's no problem, Bronco. Here, the show will be on me. And so does afterwards.
Oh, no, Mr. Gildersleeve. If I can't take Marjorie out on my own money, we'll stay here.
Bronco has a job at school in the afternoons, but they don't pay him enough.
Golly, no. I only get $4 a week for dusting the books in the library.
Book duster, huh?
Unky, don't you know somebody who can give Bronco a better job after school?
Well...
Do you, Mr. Gildersleeve? I've got ambition. I've got drive. I want something I can get my teeth into.
Look out, you're pushing me off the piano stool.
I don't think there's much future in dusting books, and I want something with a future.
Oh?
A fellow's got to start thinking about things like that.
Let me get off this piano stool.
Am I right, Mr. Gildersleeve? Am I right?
I can't back up any farther.
I'm at a very critical point.
So am I. Ooh.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Gildersleeve. Oh, I'm very sorry.
That's all right. Piano needs tuning anyway.
Unky, you're the water commissioner. Maybe you could get Bronco a job at the city.
That's a wonderful idea. Why not?
City? Now, wait a minute.
Throckmorton, a man in your position, all you'd have to do is say the word.
Oh? Well, I do have a certain amount of influence.
Well, you have a lot of influence, Unky. You can walk into the mayor's office anytime you want.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll do it, won't you?
Well...
Oh, Bronco, Unky's going to get you a job.
Thanks. Thanks, Mr. Gildersleeve.
You see how easy it is, Bronco, when you know the right people.
You have a job, my boy. Drop in at the water department tomorrow afternoon and ask for me.
Good morning, Miss Gildersleeve.
Good morning, Bertie.
Here's your prunes.
Well, thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Leroy, stop counting my prunes.
You only got 4. How come I have to eat 7? I've been framed.
Well, prunes are good for you, Leroy.
Good morning, Leroy.
Hi.
Good morning, Uncle Mort, you darling, you.
Bye.
You're the best, Uncle.
Well,
That'll get you nowhere, Maude. You still got to eat 7 prunes.
Yep.
Bertie, do you know what Uncle Mort's doing for me?
What's that, Miss Marjorie?
He's going to get Bronco a job.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice, it's super.
It's really just too excruciating.
All right, Leroy, you've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prunes to go.
Yeah, I know.
And get closer to the pits.
What kind of a job you going to get him, Miss Gildersleeve?
Well, I'm going to see what's open down at the city hall, Bertie. Depends a little on what Bronco's qualified for.
Well, he's on the scrub team. You might get him a job scrubbing streets.
Leroy!
I'm eating them.
Yeah.
All Bronco needs is an opportunity. Well, he's so ambitious.
Oh?
Someday I'm sure he'll be as important a man as you, Uncle Mort.
Well, now, Marjorie, let's not expect too much of the boy.
If anybody can put him on top, Mr. Gildersleeve, you can do it.
Well, I'll try, Bertie.
And everybody can walk up and say, Mr. Mayor, give that boy a job.
Now, Bertie.
But you can do it. All you got to say is, Mr. Mayor, give that boy a job.
Well...
Miss Marjorie, you know all your uncles got to say?
That I do, Bertie.
That's right. Mr. Mayor, give that boy a job.
Well, I guess my voice does carry some weight. Leroy, eat those prunes.
Yes, sir, Commissioner.
Good morning, Bessie.
Good morning, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Any calls this morning, Bessie?
Yes, sir. I've had 3 and you've had 1.
3 to 1, eh? Who called?
Well, Homer at the malt shop, and Perry, he's that darling salesman at Hogan Brothers.
Bessie, who else called?
My mother.
I mean, who called me?
Oh, the mayor.
What did he want?
You.
I assumed that, Bessie.
Well, he said he'd drop in and see you this morning about the new fire hydrant.
He did, eh? Well, I'll have something I want to talk to him about, too. We're going to be having a new employee in the city hall, Bessie.
You mean I'm fired?
Yeah, no, Bessie. I'm going to arrange a job for a young college boy, a football player.
Really, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yeah.
Oh, if there's anyone who needs help, I think it's a football player.
It,
Is he cute?
well, I wouldn't call Bronco cute. I think he's been stepped on by a few cleats. But the way I look at it, Bessie, there's no use in a man holding down an important position if he can't use it to help others.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you're an idealist.
Yeah. Well, maybe I am. I'll be in my office, Bessie.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's see. What is Bronco qualified to do? Maybe I'd better take another approach. Now, if I were the mayor, where would I put him? Say, that's an interesting thought. Mayor Gildersleeve. Sounds pretty good. Wonder how it looks in print. His Honor, Mayor Throckmorton T. Gildersleeve. Not bad. By George, if I were mayor, I could give him a job without asking anybody. I could give all my friends jobs.
Good morning, Bessie.
Good morning, Judge Hooker.
Yeah, there's the judge. I could make him city attorney.
Ah, and how's the big water wheel this morning?
Come in, Horace.
What are you doing, Gildy? Printing a sign?
Now, don't get nosy.
Let me see that.
Yep.
Well, His Honor, Mayor Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
All right, Horace, stop cackling or I won't make you city attorney.
What?
Well, I was just thinking where I'd place some of my old friends if I were mayor.
Oh? And if you were mayor, Gildy, what would become of Mayor Terwilliger?
Well, I'd be big about it. I'd give him my job as water commissioner. Let's see how that would look. Herman Terwilliger, water commissioner.
Come to think of it, Gildy, that'd be a very funny twist.
I think so, too.
Well, good morning, gentlemen.
Mayor Terwilliger.
Well, good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Why all the levity? Do we have a comic in the water department?
Oh, no. I better slip this on the phone book.
Whoop. Oh, you dropped something, Gildersleeve. I'll get it.
Oh, no, I'll get it.
I'll get it.
I got it.
He did get it.
Here you are. Oh, wait a minute. Is this a memorandum intended for me?
Oh, no, Mr. Mayor.
It has my name on it. It says Herman Terwilliger, Water Commissioner. Water Commissioner?
No, Mr. Mayor.
And Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, Mayor. Gildersleeve, what's the meaning of this?
Doesn't mean a thing, Your Honor. I'm just sitting here doodling, and I guess I got our titles mixed. I was waiting for you to come in. I had a little favor I wanted to ask.
Gildersleeve, it'll be a cold day in August when you get a favor out of me. A mighty cold day.
Well, that was quick. From water commissioner to mayor and back again in a minute and a half.
Rub it in, you old goat. And Bronco's probably on his way down here.
Oh, Bronco? What's he going to do?
That's what I'd like to know.
We'll see how the great Gildersleeve handles this situation in just a minute. Say, Mom, if you want the folks to do a real double take on the vegetables at dinner, listen to this. The family will ask for seconds when you serve those vegetables in a rich cheese sauce you make the easy way with Kraft smooth-melting cheese food, Velveeta. Yes, Velveeta's grand, rich, yet mild cheddar cheese flavor adds wonderful goodness to such vegetables as cabbage, cauliflower, green beans, spinach, and so on. Swell-eating Velveeta sauce gives those vegetables extra nourishment, too. You know, Velveeta helps supply important food values from milk. And here's all you do to make this grand cheese sauce. Just melt 1/2 pound of Velveeta in the top of your double broiler. Then gradually stir in 1/4 cup of milk. Season to taste, and there it is. A vegetable glorifier that'll have the whole family calling for more. You know, Velveeta sauce is a leftover glorifier, too. Perfect for turning leftover chicken or ham into a hearty main dish. So when you shop, get Kraft smooth melting cheese food Velveeta in the economical 2-pound loaf. So there'll be plenty on hand for snacks and sandwiches and grand cheese sauce dishes, too. Just be sure you get genuine Velveeta. It's the cheese food of top quality, made only by Kraft. Well, the great Gildersleeve got out on a limb, and the mayor sawed it off. Last night, the water commissioner promised to get Marjorie's boyfriend a part-time job with the city. Nothing to it. But it didn't work out that way.
What'll I tell Bronco?
Mr. Gildersleeve.
What is it, Bessie?
Well, when are you going to talk to the mayor about that college boy?
Well, I can't talk to the mayor about anything today.
Well, what are you going to tell the boy when he comes in?
I'll just have to tell him the truth, Bessie. I can't get him a job. Yeah, I've let the boy down.
Mr. Gildersleeve, why don't you give him a part-time job here in the water department?
Well, he'd still have to be approved by the mayor, Bessie. I can't pay him out of my own pocket.
Well, couldn't you pay him out of petty cash?
No, Bessie. Petty cash.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I'm here.
Oh, there he is now. In here, Bronco.
Here I am, Mr. Gildersleeve, ready to go to work. What department do I report to?
Yeah, Bronco, put your coat back on.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow, those shoulders.
Bessie. Sit down, Bronco. I want to have a talk with you.
I can't sit down, Mr. Gildersleeve. I've got to tackle this new job. I'm full of ginger.
Ginger, and Bessie will excuse you for a moment.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Oh, talking to me? Goodbye.
Yes. Bessie, this is Bronco Thompson. Bronco, this is my secretary, Bessie.
How do you do?
Hiya, Bessie.
Well, bye.
Goodbye, Bessie.
Yes, sir.
Now then, Bronco, about this job.
Oh, the job. Gee, Mr. Gildersleeve, I couldn't sleep all last night thinking about it.
Yes, well...
You know, when I walked up the City Hall steps and down these marble corridors, I got a big thrill. Right here.
You did?
I said to myself, Bronco Thompson, I salute you on the threshold of a great career.
Yeah. Well, you see, Bronco...
Who knows how fast and how far I may rise? Why, someday I may even be mayor.
I wouldn't mention that around here.
Whatever you say, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm ready to go to work, from the bottom up.
Bronco, please, put your coat back on. I have a few things I want to say to you.
Yes, sir. But first, I want you to know I called my mother last night.
Mother?
Yes, sir. Mr. Gildersleeve, I told her I had a big man sponsoring me. And I told her what a swell thing you're doing for me.
Well, Bronco, I did have a little talk with the mayor, but at the present time, I mean, well...
Mr. Gildersleeve, you do have a job for me, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I knew that, Mr. Gildersleeve. Where do I report?
Report? Well, I suppose you could report right here in the water department.
Oh, that's great. I'm at your service every afternoon from 3 until 5:30. What'll I do first?
Well, first, put your coat back on.
Yes, sir. But I want action, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm raring to do things.
Yeah, I can see that, Bronco, but for the time being, you'd better just sit around the office and absorb things.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I don't want to be a parasite.
Well, you're an employed parasite.
You what?
I mean, a working man is not a parasite, and you're a working man. Bessie?
Yes, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Find a nice, strong chair for Bronco to sit in. I'm going down to Peavy's and get some black coffee. 2 cups. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this afternoon?
You can give me a cup of coffee, Peavy, and make it strong.
Having trouble staying awake, are you?
No, Peavy, it's nerves. Got a college boy in the office. Believe me, he's a problem.
Well, that must be the young fellow who was in here a while ago. He said he was on his way down to see you.
Yeah, Bronco.
He ordered a double malted milk, and he drank it between here and the door.
Yeah. That was Bronco. He's Marjorie's boyfriend.
He said he had to have quick energy to tackle his new job.
That boy doesn't need energy. He needs a sedative.
Trying to get him through college, are you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
No, Peavy, I'm trying to get him out of the parlor. I mean... I promised Marjorie I'd get him a job.
Well, that's commendable.
He doesn't really need the job, Peavy. Just wants money to entertain Marjorie. Now I've got him on my neck.
As one might say, you're saddled with Bronco. Little witticism there. Saddled, Bronco.
Yes. The worst part of it is, Peavy, it isn't costing the city a cent. I'll have to pay him out of my own pocket.
My.
Won't be able to afford it very long, but he's loaded with ambition. I don't want to break his spirit.
That's right. What do you have him doing?
He's sitting up there in a chair.
Rather difficult to imagine a Bronco just sitting.
By George, Peavy, I think you've got something.
How's that?
If there's nothing to do, he'll probably get fed up and leave of his own accord.
Well, he might at that.
Peavy, that's exactly what'll happen. In fact, I doubt if he's there when I get back. But I've done my part. I told him I could get him a job, and I did. If it doesn't suit him, he can go find one of his own.
That sounds fair enough.
You bet. Besides, nobody wants to sit around the water department drawing pay and doing nothing.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Peavy! Yep, he's gone. Looks like some of the furniture is gone, too. Oh, everything has just changed around. Looks pretty good.
Is there something I can do for you, sir? Oh, it's you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Bronco, I thought you... Are you still here?
Oh, yes, sir. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, I thought perhaps you'd get tired just sitting around with nothing to do.
Oh, I couldn't stand that, so I took the initiative and put myself to work. Look what I'm doing in your office, Mr. Gildersleeve.
My office?
I put the filing cabinet over here, and now you won't have to take the bottle off the water cooler every time you want to file something under the A's.
Oh?
Then I took all those old reports off your desk so you could see over it.
Oh?
I put them in a neat pile and put them in the closet. And then I put the old magazines away and put the wastebasket under the desk.
Oh. By the way, where'd you put Bessie?
Oh, I sent her down to get a malt.
You did?
That girl needs energy, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, well...
Bessie wanted me to go with her, but I couldn't take the time. I'm too interested in this new job.
Oh, yes. About this job.
You see all these unpaid water bills I found on your desk?
Forget those old bills, Bronco. We charged those off in 1946. Nobody could collect them.
Well, if you have no objections, I'd like to try.
But...
It's pretty hard to say no to me, Mr. Gildersleeve.
You're doggone right it is. I'll just have to go talk to the mayor. I can't tell that boy he isn't really working for the city. I can't keep paying him myself either. Gildersleeve, you're on the horns of a dilemma. I'll just nonchalantly walk into the mayor's office and tell him to put Bronco on the payroll. Sure. Wait a minute, Gildersleeve. Don't be a fool. Go home. Nope. Can't do that either. Marjorie's counting on me to get Bronco a job. I told Catherine there was nothing to it. Well, maybe there isn't anything to it. The mayor's a pretty understanding fellow. Well, yes, he is. Sure. Go on in there, Gildersleeve. Probably forgotten all about this morning.
Yes, my dear. Yes. I forgot. I know I did.
The mayor must have his wife on the phone.
Well, I couldn't help it.
Oh, poor fellow.
That Gildersleeve made me so mad this morning, I've been boiling all day. Is somebody out there to see me?
No, the wrong office. Looking for the marriage license bureau. Go home, Gildersleeve. This is one of your bad days.
Now, Uncle Mort, tell me all about it.
About what, Marjorie?
Well, you said after dinner you'd tell me all about Bronco's new job.
Well, there isn't much to tell, my dear. He,
Well, what's Bronco's salary, Unky?
Well, not much.
Uncle Mort, aren't you going to tell me anything?
Well, there's still a few details to be ironed out.
All right. Just have to wait for Bronco to tell me when he comes over.
Is Bronco coming over?
Well, I'll bet that's Bronco now.
Yeah, bet it is. Well, this has gone far enough. Just have to tell him once and for all he doesn't have a job.
Hello, Marjorie.
Oh, Miss Milford, come in.
Well, Catherine.
Hello, Throckmorton. I just had to come over and see how Bronco came out today.
Unky got him a job in the water department. Isn't it exciting?
Oh, that's wonderful, Throckmorton. Marjorie, I think we should give your uncle a kiss.
Let's.
Somebody's at the door, Unky.
Door? Somebody? Who? Oh, the door. Oh, the door. I'll get it, yeah.
Hello, boss. Boss?
Oh, yes. Come in, Bronco.
Thanks. Hiya, Marge.
Hello, Bronco.
Congratulations, Bronco. I hear Mr. Gildersleeve got you a job.
Yeah, wasn't that swell of him? Put her there, boss. Thanks a million, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Now, Bronco, not so fast. I've got something to tell you.
I know what it is. You forgot a little something today, didn't you?
I did?
You forgot to tell the mayor you hired me.
Oh.
After you left, the mayor came in.
Zeke.
He saw what I'd done today, and he was tickled pink.
He was?
I collected all those old water bills.
No.
Sure. You weren't there, so I gave the money to the mayor.
Oh, my goodness.
But he said hiring me was a fine idea. He thinks you're great.
He does? Of course he does.
Isn't Unky marvelous?
Throckmorton, you're a born executive.
No.
We sure made a hit with the mayor, Mr. Gildersleeve. But why didn't you tell him you hired me?
Well, I don't think I ought to tell the mayor everything.
Oh, come on, Marge. I want to tell you all about it.
Oh, I'm just dying to hear it.
That was close.
Well, I guess I'd better go.
No, wait a minute, Catherine. I can't let you run off so soon. You never did get to sit by the fire last night.
That's right, we didn't.
Yeah. Let's go into the parlor. Kids have the parlor again. Well, I'll take care of that.
Oh, come in, Uncle Mort.
Children, since we've improved Bronco's financial situation, I suppose you'll be going to that movie you wanted to see last night.
Oh, no, Mr. Gildersleeve. Now that I've got a good job, I'm saving my money.
No.
The great Gildersleeve will be right back. If the folks at your house don't go to bed till they've raided the icebox, I just hope that icebox holds a 2-pound loaf of Kraft's famous cheese food, Velveeta. Because golden Velveeta is so good eating, with its grand, rich-tasting yet mild cheddar cheese flavor. And you know, you can enjoy Velveeta snacks anytime, because Velveeta is as digestible as milk itself and really nutritious. For instance, it's helped supply fine protein for strong muscles, minerals that help build sound teeth and bones, vitamins needed for normal growth. You see, Velveeta helps supply many important food values from milk. So whether you spread that Velveeta on crackers or cut hearty slices for sandwiches, you can be sure Velveeta snacks are good for you and so good to eat. Get genuine Velveeta tomorrow. It's the cheese food of Kraft quality.
We're just in time. The newsreel is just finishing.
Oh, yeah, the newsreel. A couple of good pictures on tonight, too.
2, sir.
Yes, miss. 2 together in the middle.
Right this way. Here you are.
Good. After you, Catherine.
Thank you.
Oh, bald head. Pardon me. Excuse me, madam. Big feet. There we are.
Good seat.
Yeah. At last. May I hold your hand, Catherine?
I don't mind at all.
That's one thing about a movie theater. Maybe 1,000 people, but you can still be alone.
Hi, Unc.
Where are you?
Right behind you.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Perry. The show was written by Paul West, John Elliott, and Andy White, with music by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, and Dick LeGrand. This is Jay Stewart saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products.
Yeah, me too.
Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Ladies, Pabstet, the delicious cheddar cheese food, is offering you a knife of 100 uses, the Super Slicer. It pares faster, slices cleaner, removes olives and cherries from bottles in a jiffy. It's the handiest kitchen knife in years. And you can get this knife for only 25 cents and the top label of a round package of delicious Pabstet cheese food or the red arrow from the top of a 2-pound Pabstet loaf. Send your Pabstet label and your quarter tonight to Phoenix Pabstet, Box 5239, Chicago 77, Illinois. Please print your return address.
Break the Bank, radio's biggest money-paying show, is next on NBC.
The Kraft Foods Company, makers of Kraft quality foods, presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous cheese food Velveeta. Everybody goes for Velveeta's rich yet mild cheddar cheese flavor in snacks, in sandwiches, and in hot dishes. And Velveeta, you know, helps supply important food values from milk and is as digestible as milk itself. That's why smart homemakers keep Velveeta on hand regularly to spread or slice and to melt for grand economical hot dishes. Tomorrow, get Velveeta, the cheese food of Kraft quality. Well, there's a meeting of the Jolly Boys Club tonight, but there's one thing the great Gildersleeve is a stickler for. No matter where he's going, he never lets anything interfere with that quiet hour he spends with his little family.
What are you doing, Marjorie?
Knitting a sock for Bronco.
One sock? Pretty big. What's he going to do, wear it on both feet?
Let's see, 4 plus 11.
Doing your homework, Leroy?
No, figuring out how many days I don't have to go to school between now and 1950.
Oh, my.
4 days at Thanksgiving, 11 at Christmas. Only 15. Wonder why there has to be a million more school days than there are holidays. What a mean way to treat little kids.
Leroy, what's the matter with you in school?
There's nothing the matter with me. School's dull, that's all.
Now, my boy, school isn't dull. It's a lot of fun.
You kidding? Algebra, history, hygiene.
I'm not referring to your studies, young man. There's all sorts of interesting activities in school that can make your work seem easier. What do you do during recess?
I eat lunch.
Why don't you participate in the sports? You didn't even go out for touch football.
Oh, I can't run fast enough.
Well, what about the folk dancing they have at school? You can run fast enough for that.
Folk dancing? Duh.
They wanted Leroy to join the Glee Club last year, but oh no.
Glee Club? That's moldy.
Leroy, you aren't trying to find interesting things at school. You're fighting it. Let's have a little change of attitude, my boy.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming, you know, and I have a feeling that Santa Claus will be a little more generous to boys who are interested in school.
You think so, Unc?
Well, I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, that's a boy.
Let's see. 10 plus 24 equals 34.
Yeah, see, Marjorie, Leroy's more interested in his homework already.
Homework? I'm figuring how many days it is till Santa Claus gets generous.
Oh. Somebody's at the Jolly Boys Club. Sounds like Floyd working over that new song I gave him. Oh, brother, he's really working it over, too.
Hi, Commish.
Hello, Floyd.
I was just amusing myself till the fellas got here. You're a little late tonight.
Well, I had to have a talk with Leroy.
Oh, yeah?
The boy just isn't taking the proper interest in school, Floyd.
Oh, well, you don't have to worry about him, Commish. A lot of kids come into my barber shop, and Leroy's got as fine a head for his age as any kid I ever worked on. He's got his bumps in the right place.
I'm not worried about Leroy's bumps, Floyd. I'm trying to get him interested in outside activities. Those things are good for a person.
Sure they are.
Sure. You know how much the Jolly Boys mean to us. Say, where is everybody?
Search me. We ain't had 100% attendance in months. Last week, Peavy and the judge was both missing.
That's right.
And the week before, Chief Gates skipped it to play pinochle with a prisoner.
Yeah.
The club's dying on its feet, Commish.
Now, Floyd, this little group has held together for a good many years. Remember our slogan, all for one and one for all.
Well, I, for one, wish all would show up.
While we're waiting, let's run through the song, huh?
Just the two of us?
Certainly, Floyd. You play and I'll sing.
Okay. Take it, Commish.
I love those dear hearts and gentle people who live in my hometown, because those dear hearts and gentle people will never, ever let you down. They
sure letting us down tonight.
Yeah, Floyd. They read the good book from Friday till Monday. That's how the weekend goes. I've got a dream house I'll build there one day with picket fence and rambling rose. I feel so welcome each time that I return, that my happy heart keeps laughing like a clown. I love the dear hearts and gentle people who live and love in my hometown. Well, how's that, Floyd?
Sound great with a quartet.
Yep.
Where are all those dear hearts and gentle people that were supposed to show up?
Well,
if
Floyd...
this keeps up, I got a good notion to rent this room out.
Rent it out?
A guy was in the other day wanting to open a walk-up-and-save-two-pants suit store.
What?
Sure, he even offered to give me a two-panter if I'd sign the lease.
Floyd, you wouldn't toss out 4 friends for 2 pairs of pants.
No, I guess I wouldn't. Gee, this meeting's a dud. Let's go home, Commissioner.
They'll show up, Floyd. Come on, let's run through the song again.
Okay, and this time I'll sing.
Well,
I love the dear heart and gentle.
Floyd! You're right. The meeting is a dud. Let's go home. Been so busy all day, I haven't had a chance to check with the Jolly Boys. Wonder why they weren't at the meeting last night. Oh, well, if they're not interested in holding the little group together, I don't know why I should be.
That you, Miss Gildersleeve?
Yes, Bertie.
Mr. Gildersleeve, are you going to be surprised?
I am?
Guess what Leroy brought home this afternoon?
A cow?
Well, take your choice. It's either a cow or a trombone.
Oh, I almost hope it's a cow.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Leroy?
between halves you will be entertained by the Summerfield School Band.
What's this?
Featuring Leroy Forrester on the slide trombone.
Oh, my goodness.
Forward, march!
Leroy, what are you doing with that trombone? Oh, watch it. Nearly knocked my hat off.
Keen, huh? Leroy, I thought you were going to keep that upstairs. Hello, Uncle Mort.
Hello, Marjorie. Leroy, where did you get that infernal thing?
I got it at school.
Well, take it back. Leroy, why would anybody as smart as the professor give you a slide trombone?
Gosh, Unc, you told me to get interested in something at school.
I don't... That's right. I did, didn't I?
You'll be sorry. Listen to this. You like it, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Very good, Leroy.
Ain't that something, Miss Gildersleeve?
Yeah, it's something, all right.
Leroy, show your uncle how well you play that first lesson.
Sure.
We got a musician in the family. That's what we got.
Yeah, all right, Leroy. Let's hear your lesson.
Stand back, everybody.
I'm going way back. I'm going up to my room and stuff a rug under the door.
Coward!
Leroy, on with the concert.
Sure. You'll be surprised what I learned the first day.
Yeah, I bet I will.
You can sure tell my piano lessons help me,
Yes, indeed.
Of course, I run out of breath pretty easy.
Well, don't strain yourself, my boy. That's enough practicing today. Put the horn away.
Yeah, I'll stand it here in the corner. I want to go study anyway.
Yeah, you want to go study?
Yeah, you can't play in the school band unless you got passing grades. See you later, Unc.
All right, my boy.
Well, I got to put a cake in the oven if there ain't going to be no encore.
Yes. Who'd think a trombone could make Leroy take such an interest in school? Let's have a look at this thing. Looks like they've been playing hockey with it. Wonder if I can get anything out of a trombone. It's a lot like the bugle I used to play. Same thing with more pipes. I'll try the scale. Made it. Well, I might take this down to the Jolly Boys some night. Say, wonder if we could organize a little band. Might be just the thing to get him interested in the club again. Look what it did for Leroy. Sure, why not? Floyd plays the piano, Peavy plays the violin, a little, and I could get to be pretty hot on this trombone.
I declare, Leroy, you didn't work.
What?
Oh, it's you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, Bertie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Just practicing. Gonna organize a little band with the Jolly Boys.
Organize a band? You gonna play the trombone?
Well, it seems to come natural to me. Listen. What's the matter, Bertie?
Nothing. Excuse me, I'm gonna see if my cake fell.
Well, must be a very sensitive cake.
The great Gildersleeve will be back again in just a minute. You homemakers have probably been busy all afternoon getting that turkey ready for the big Thanksgiving feast tomorrow. In fact, you've probably been much too busy to think about the day you'll have to transform leftover pieces of that bird into hearty new main dishes. Well, when leftover time comes, you'll be all set if you remember to get a 2-pound loaf of Kraft's smooth melting cheese food Velveeta. Because you can melt good-eating Velveeta for a grand cheese sauce that'll make the last bits of that bird into a special treat. Now, here's all you do. Melt 1/2 pound of Velveeta in the top of your double boiler. Stir in 1/4 cup of milk, season to taste. To that glorious golden sauce, add your turkey pieces, pour on toast point. And there's a swell main dish. Hearty, too, because Velveeta is full of fine food values from milk. You'll want to get smooth melting Velveeta in the 2-pound loaf, so you'll have plenty on hand for a wide variety of hot main dishes and for snacks and sandwiches, too. Just be sure you get genuine Velveeta. It's the cheese food of top quality, made only by Kraft. Well, it seems the Jolly Boys Club has been falling apart lately. To stimulate interest, the great Gildersleeve has decided to organize a band and lure the strays back into the fold. And it so happens that Mr. Peavy is one of the strays.
Well, hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you today?
Peavy, I missed you at the Jolly Boys Club the other night.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it. You gentlemen have a pleasant evening at the club?
Peavy, there wasn't anybody there but Floyd and me. And frankly, I'm a little disturbed about our attendance.
That's all?
Certainly. Right at the holiday season when we should be getting together, we seem to be drifting apart.
Well, I hadn't thought of that.
Peavy, do you still have your violin?
Oh, yes.
Do you play it?
Oh, my, yes. At night, after we've done the dishes, I often play and Mrs. Peavy hums.
Yeah. Good. I've got a surprise for you, Peavy. I'm going to organize a Jolly Boys band.
How's that?
A Jolly Boys band. There are 5 of us. We'll have a little quintet. Now, you'd be interested in attending the Jolly Boys meetings if we played music, wouldn't you, Peavy?
Well, yes. But who'd be playing in the band, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Why, all of us.
My.
Peavy, I haven't said anything about this, but I've recently taken up the trombone.
Don't say.
Yeah. I used to play the bugle in military school. Well, here comes Chief Gates. We'll talk to him about it.
Hello, fellas.
Well, hello, Chief.
Chief, what did you play when you were in school?
Well, don't tell anybody, but I played hooky. Ho, ho, ho,
Oh, my goodness.
Mr. Gildersleeve has quite an idea here, Chief.
You bet. I'm organizing a Jolly Boys band.
Say, that is quite an idea.
Did you ever play any musical instruments, Chief?
Well, I used to be pretty good on the bass drum.
Bass drum?
Well, that was when we had the old police band.
Well, good. That's great, Chief. Now, all I have to do is see Judge Hooker. We already have a piano, trombone, violin, and a bass drum. As Guy Lombardo says, we'll make the sweetest music this side of heaven.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
you think of the idea, Judge?
It's most fascinating, Gildy. What instrument are you going to play?
Well, I'm going to play the trombone.
Mm-hmm. Knowing you, I thought it would be one of the wind instruments.
All right, Judge, if you're not interested.
Oh, I am. I haven't had my trusty flute out of the trunk in years.
A flute? Hey, that's just what we need.
Splendid.
Judge, you get your flute out of the mothballs and be at the Jolly Boys Club this evening.
I'll be glad to, Gildy. Have you done anything about arrangements?
Why, certainly. I'm making arrangements?
Musical arrangements for the individual instruments.
Well, I thought we'd just improvise.
Oh, we can't do that, Gildy. Each musician must have his own music. Now, why don't you select something suitable, go down to the music store and see Yasha Mitz.
Yasha Mitz, you mean the fellow with the goatee?
Yeah. He makes arrangements for a very small fee.
Well, if you think that's necessary.
Absolutely. I'd suggest something simple like Waltz of the Flowers by Tchaikovsky.
Waltz of the Flowers?
It's wonderful for a small group, Gildy. Mm-hmm. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
All right, Judge.
Then the flutes go teedle-deedle-deedle-deedle-dee. Teedle-deedle-deedle-dee.
Please, Judge. Not on your fountain pen. You're getting ink all over your chin.
Oh. Well, you get the idea.
Yeah, definitely. Imagine an old goat playing the flute. Teedle-deedle-deedle-dee. Little bells. There's something mighty nice about a music store.
May I help you?
Nicer than I thought.
Do you wish something?
Yes. Is Mr. Yasha Mitz in?
No, he just went out to lunch.
Oh, well, I wanted him to make an arrangement for a little musical group, quintet.
Well, I'm sure he'd like to. What selection did you wish arranged?
Well, I thought I might talk that over with Mr. Mitz. How about that Waltz of the Flowers?
What are the instruments in your group? I'd better write them down for Mr. Mitz.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have a piano, of course.
Yes, of course.
Violin.
Violin.
Flute.
Flute.
Bass drum.
Bass drum?
Yeah, that's right. And trombone.
Oh. Well, I'm sure Mr. Mitz will be quite interested in working this out.
Oh, you think so? Well, good. I'd like to have the arrangement this evening.
Well, that might be rushing him a little.
Well, tell him to arrange as much as he can. We're just amateurs.
Yes, well, I'll give this to Mr. Mitz.
Thank you. Say, beautiful trombone you have there.
Do you like it?
Oh, yes, indeed. Trombone is my instrument. I really ought to have one.
You don't have one?
Well, been using a borrowed one. How much are they?
Well, we have them starting at $85.
Zeke. Wouldn't want to go that high.
Of course not, since you're just beginning.
Yes.
We have a used one here.
Huh?
Somebody traded it in on a television set. It's priced at $18.50.
$18.50. Well, it's in better shape than Leroy's. All right, George, I'll take it.
Oh, it's a wonderful buy.
Oh, I can see that. Nice and shiny. Will you send the bill to me, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, at the Water Department?
Why, of course, Mr. Gildersleeve. Will there be anything else?
No, thanks. Come to think of it, there is something else.
Yes.
When Mr. Mitz starts arranging that flute part that goes deedle-deedle-deedle-dee, tell him to make it for the trombone.
That's all right.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Hey, put the Cokes in that tub of ice, Peavy.
Yeah, well.
All right, George, it certainly is good to have all the Jolly Boys here at the club again. Say, where's Hooker?
He'll be along.
Well, I'll pass out the music. Floyd, here's the piano part.
Okay, Commish.
Peavy, here's the part for violin.
Well, it says first violin.
And only violin.
Chief, you get the drum arrangement.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Chief, you've got a hole in your drum.
Well, we used to play at the baseball games. Foul ball.
Oh, my.
Well, it doesn't hurt the tone any. Listen.
Sounds like you singing, Chief.
Hey, is this the kind of stuff we're going to play?
What's the matter with it, Floyd?
Waltz of the Flowers. Whoop! I'm a butterfly flitting from flower to flower.
Floyd, if it's good enough for Tchaikovsky, it's good enough for you.
Yeah, well, I'll soon tell you.
Is that the way it goes, Floyd?
Well, that's the gist of it. If I played all the notes wrote down here, I'd have to be an octopus.
All right, Floyd. Are you all tuned up, Peavy?
I think so.
Good. Let's hear the first violin part.
Very well.
Yeah. You better rosin up, Peavy. But it is very good, though, Peavy.
Thank you.
What's that?
Sounds like a flute.
Must be the judge.
Well, what do you know? Hi, Judge.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm the spirit of 76.
That looks like the flute that played it.
And the judge looks like the fellow who played the flute.
Now, gentlemen. Gildy, did you have the arrangements made?
Yeah, here's what you're supposed to play, Judge.
Thank you.
Say, Commissioner, I've been looking at this music, and the drum doesn't have anything to do until page 3.
It's a waltz, Chief. Just beat waltz time.
Well, shall we begin? I know the piece very well myself.
Yeah, let's take a run over it.
All right. Now, everybody start together, please. 1, 2...
What was that for?
Wait for the rest of us, Chief.
Well, fellas, the drum has to start it all.
We're not playing in a parade, Chief. The flute has the opening passage.
Now, to my music, it don't.
Floyd, you have the piano part. Now, let's play. All right, we'll start again. 1, 2, 3.
Exactly as it was written.
Put your glasses on, Hooker. You were way off.
I was way off. You weren't even playing in the same key.
What? Now, just a minute.
If you ask me, there wasn't anybody playing in the same key.
Floyd, as a piano player, you're a good barber.
Yeah, well, you ain't no Gabriel on that horn either.
Well, if I have to be the only musician in this club...
Fellas, I don't like to complain, but can't we play something that isn't so artistic?
Believe me, Chief, there's nothing artistic about the way you pound that drum.
Judge, one side's got a hole in it.
If you ask me, I think it'd sound better if it had a hole in both sides.
Oh, now, Mr. Gildersleeve.
As far as I'm concerned, if I play the flute at all, I'm going to play it as Tchaikovsky intended.
All right, you old goat, go play it with Tchaikovsky.
Very well. If that's the way you feel...
Oh, now, fellas.
I at least play the notes. With that trombone, you shouldn't be in an orchestra, Gildy. You should be selling fish.
Oh, you guys read the music. That's what you tell me.
Now, fellas, let's all...
Fine bunch of musicians.
I was playing it. You guys got 10 ears. That's all.
Floyd.
Fellas, let's all be jolly boys.
I, for one, no longer care to be a jolly boy. Where's my flute, kids?
That's probably what you've been playing on. Give me my trombone. I'm going home.
Me too.
I hate to see this happen, fellas, after all these years.
Too bad.
Well, who's going first?
You go first, Judge. This is the end of the Jolly Boys.
No, you go first, Gildy.
What do we have to go for?
Well, everybody wants to break up the club.
Not me.
Wasn't my idea.
And don't look at me.
I'm quite sure I'm not to blame.
Who started all this anyway?
Oh, let's quit kidding ourselves. This is the best meeting we ever had.
Well, it has been rather lively.
Sure. Let's forget the band and go back to singing.
Yeah, that suits me. My baritone is better than my trombone anyway.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Peavy!
Come on, let's go, gang.
I love those dear hearts and gentle people who live in my own town.
great Gildersleeve again very shortly. Nobody will be worried about food values or nutrition at that big Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. But next week, when you mothers are packing lunch boxes for the youngsters, you'll be hunting for a really bodybuilding sandwich filler. Then you'll want Kraft's famous cheese food, Velveeta. You see, when you spread or slice that swell-eating Velveeta, you're giving the youngsters important food values from milk. Yes, Velveeta helps supply protein for strong muscles, minerals for sound teeth and bones, vitamins needed for growth. And you know, Velveeta is as digestible as milk itself. So for wholesome, good-eating luncheon sandwiches the youngsters will go for, keep stocked with Velveeta. Get the 2-pound loaf so there'll be plenty for snacks, too. That's genuine Velveeta, the cheese food of Kraft quality.
You call me, Unc?
Oh, you, I've been shouting at you. What's the matter? Is that horn making you deaf?
No, I got cotton in my ears. Sounds better that way.
Well, I can believe that. Leroy, I've got a little surprise for you.
For me?
Yeah. You can't make that old trombone from school sound like anything. You need a decent instrument. Here, my boy, I'm going to give you my trombone, a real good one.
Gee, all my own. Oh, boy, thanks, Unc.
That's all right, my boy. I think it'll sound much better.
Sure it will. Oh, boy, just listen to me now. All the difference in the world, huh?
Yes, yes. Leroy,
Yeah, Unc?
pass the cotton.
Now, here are the final week's contest winners and the name of the grand prize winner in the Great Gildersleeve's Name My Song contest, which ended November 5th. Mrs. Jack Dixon, Pullman, Washington. Mrs. James L. Dunbar, Jr., Terre Haute, Indiana. Elmer H. Purchase, Newark, New Jersey. Mrs. Rose G. Schultz, Cicero, Illinois. Other fifth-week contest winners will be notified by mail. And now for the news you've been waiting for. The winning title for Gildy's song was suggested by Mrs. Anita Whitterell, 18 Ward Avenue, Millbury, Massachusetts. Our special congratulations to you, Mrs. Whitterell. You not only get $1,000 for winning one of the weekly prizes, you get the grand prize of $5,000 in cash.
This is Harold Perry. Tomorrow, if we could come to your Thanksgiving table, gleaming and heaped with good foods, we would put beside each plate 5 kernels of corn. It's an old New England custom, and here's what it means. It betokens prosperity to you for the coming year. But since we can't come personally to your Thanksgiving table, the Kraft Foods Company and all of us in the Gildersleeve cast would like to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving and wish for our nation a coming year full of peace and progress, prosperity and plenty. Good eating tomorrow, folks, and good night.
Break the Bank, radio's biggest money-paying show, is next on NBC.